Right now, we head to a workout studio that utilizes trampolines. We take you inside rock rebounding. Also hear from a local coffee shop owner after yet another vehicle crashed into their business.
That's where the beam came in. Beam, a ray of light, a ray of sunshine. Black excellence achievement makers.
And students being recognized for their good work in Sun Prairie. We're taking you to the 7th annual Beam Awards. That's all coming up on News 3 Now at 6. Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Jalen Banks. A vehicle has crashed into a brick column in front of Mother's Fool's Coffee House in downtown Madison Friday evening. The cafe was evacuated and a property owner shut down electricity to the front of the store as a safety precaution. The City of Madison building inspection were called to the scene and a tow truck responded to remove the minivan. The column that was hit by the crash had been supporting the front of the building. News 3 Now caught up with one of the owners of the building, and they share with us that this is not the first time that this has happened.
And then for us, this is our third time being hit by a car. The building was also hit by a car once, at least, before we owned it. And then other businesses up and down the street have also been hit by cars. So I guess my main point is it's a great time to do some traffic calming things on Willie Street.
A second vehicle was found nearby with a minor front damage, but no injuries were reported to either property. Now let's get a look at your first warn forecast with the meteorologist Blaze Keller, who's live in Madison. Blaze, what can you tell us about today's weather? It's been pretty pleasant.
It has been very pleasant. The clouds are, continuing to thin on out as we head into the second half or further into the second half of Saturday afternoon. Temperatures pretty much stayed in those low to mid 50s. Again, we didn't clear out the cloud cover as much as I'd like to, so that kept our 60s off towards, say, Boscoville and Prairie du Chien, even into La Crosse and Black River Falls, where they're currently in those low 60s. The Dells also in the 60s as well. It's 55 in Perry, Verona, Mount Horeb, as well as in Cross Plains. But the warmer air is just off to our west, and we'll get to move some of that warmer air overhead as we go into Sunday. We're expecting temperatures to be in the 60s to end the weekend. Over the last 72 hours, so the last 3 days, it has been a little bit on the wet side across central and southern Wisconsin, where you see that dark blue to light blue. That's about a half an inch or more. Some folks picking up over an inch of rain, like in the Madison area. But we're going to be drying out as we head into next week. We're going to talk about why and how much rain we could squeeze out of the atmosphere as we go into next week in the full forecast.
All right, sounds good, Blaze. We'll see you in just a bit. It is farmers market season, and the Hilldale Farmers Market kicked off today. Running from May 3rd through October 25th, the Hilldale Farmers Market, located at the Hilldale Mall, will bring Madisonians homegrown goodness every week. We had the chance to catch up with one vendor whose family is no stranger to the scene.
Lots of new products this year. I've kind of opened it up and done some different things and want to appeal to a larger crowd. So super exciting. I love it. I spend a lot of my time thinking of ideas and just working on the farm. Parents do the market up at the square. My sister does Dubuque, and my sister Jill does Wauwatosa. So we're all over, just trying to get all the honey needs here to the public.
The Hilldale Farmers Market is every week from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Today kicks off a month of service projects nationwide by the VFW, and they have partnered with Madison's North Side Lakeview Elementary School for the VFW's Day of Service, helping build the school new opportunities to learn outdoors.
And so partnering with the VFW today to come out, they really came to us and said, what do you need? Really wanting to take learning outdoors. We have been doing that for quite a while now and wanting to expand our outdoor learning spaces. And so talking through that, we identified that we want to put in a bike path.
This is the 4th year of the VFW's Day of Service. Today, Sun Prairie community leaders hosted the 7th annual Black Excellence Achievement Makers Awards ceremony, better known as BEAM. Families spent the day learning and rewarding students in their community.
BEAM Awards is unlike any other award. Sun Prairie often recognizes things like grit, which are incredible. It's really important to have, resiliency and all of those things, but BEAM really is about taking a cultural lens and an equity lens.
In addition to the awards, attendees sat through panels to learn more about the Sun Prairie community. This year's organizers say they awarded 7 students. Congratulations to all the winners. Women's health, that's the focus of downtown Janesville's newest edition. But as our Ellie LaLiberte shows us, there's a bit of a twist or jump to their workout classes.
It's something you're more likely to find at a playground. But for Carrie Krieger, each jump is a step towards body positivity.
This is the one space that you can come to, and you have to focus on yourself.
She opened Rock Rebounding downtown Janesville this week with the goal of lifting women up.
As moms, we focus on 20 million different things. So the female empowerment is, I want you to understand to love your body through all phases of life and to become one with the trampoline and spend time with just yourself.
The 30-minute classes Carrie offers happen right on these 10 trampolines and are meant just for women.
With the perimenopausal world, I feel like this could be something that could be great to bring to Janesville. Strengthening of the pelvic floor, we do a lot of bringing our knees to our core, a lot of core workout, really bringing something that's new and shiny, but also low impact and high energy.
Carrie's only taught a couple of classes so far, but is already catching the attention of women like Sarah Byer.
It is interesting just because there's a lot of movement. I'm one that I don't stay still well, so I think it's fun. You just get to kind of bounce and be crazy, so that speaks to me.
I think as females, we're always so hard on our body. We need to find wins in life as females and accept our body no matter what, at whatever stage we're at.
The empowerment in each step, or jump, of Carrie's business plan. Reporting in Janesville, Ellie LaLiberte, News 3 Now.
Ellie, thank you. Currently, classes are Monday through Friday mornings, but Krieger is looking to hire another instructor to offer more. You can find the class schedule and booking information up on our website at this story. Just head on over to channel3000.com. Coming up next on News 3 Now at 6, the Trump administration is renewing its efforts to provide DOJ with access to massive troves of personal information of millions of Americans. Plus, Warren Buffett is stepping down from Berkshire Hathaway. What's next for Buffett and the company?
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Thank you for staying with us. Warren Buffett has announced he will step down as CEO of Berkshire Hathaway at the end of the year. Buffett spoke at Berkshire's annual shareholder meeting in Omaha, Nebraska Saturday. Greg Abel would take over at that point pending board approval, but it's not clear whether he would assume the chairman role. Buffett also says he would not sell a single share of Berkshire stock. The 94-year-old has been with the company since it was formed in 1965. He also spoke about tariffs, which he called, quote, a big mistake. He also said trade, quote, could be an act of war. Buffett also downplayed the market's recent volatility, saying it has not been a dramatic bear market. A new round of auto tariffs have gone into effect, this time on parts. As of 12:01 a.m. on Saturday, most auto imports will come with a 25% import tax. This could mean tens of billions of dollars in new costs to the industry. To help offset part of the tariffs, the White House said it would refund automakers at least temporarily. But news outlets analysts found even with that refund, the added cost of tariffs could still come at an average of $4,000 per vehicle. The president is defending his tariffs and economic policies as he comes under new fire for a new social media in which he's dressed as a pope. CBS News' Christian Benavides has more.
Going into the weekend, President Trump continued to defend his tariff and economic policies, despite a positive jobs report showing the U.S. added 177,000 jobs last month. There is mounting concern among economists that his newly imposed tariffs may lead to a recession. The president remained optimistic in an interview on NBC News.
There are many people on Wall Street say this is going to be the greatest windfall ever happened.
And that's my question.
Remember
the
this.
long term.
Yeah.
Is it okay in the short term to have a recession?
This. Look, yeah, everything's okay. what we are, I said, this is a transition period. I think we're going to do fantastically.
The administration is also pushing for more cuts, including the elimination of the National Endowment for the Arts. This comes on the heels of an executive order seeking to eliminate government funding for National Public Radio and the Public Broadcasting Service. The administration is gearing up for a budget fight that aims to drastically cut non-defense spending by $163 billion for fiscal year 2026. The proposal includes an increase for defense spending by 13%. Most government agencies would see cuts by about 35%. The cuts have led to some protests, such as this one outside the National Museum of African American History.
We are not backing down. We are not stepping aside.
Late Friday, the president posted on social media an AI-generated image of himself dressed up as a pope. Many Catholics took to social media to call the post insensitive and offensive. The conclave, in which cardinals will elect a new pope, gets underway on May 7th. Cristian Benavides, CBS News, Miami.
And Blaze Keller returns with a complete look of your first one forecast after the break. Joining us live in studio on Madison's west side, Blaze Keller joins us with a complete look of your first one forecast. Blaze.
And we're looking at quiet conditions to continue into Sunday. Starting overnight into Sunday, we're beginning to be mostly clear to even clear as we go into Saturday night. Some fog may be possible as well as some patchy frost. Sunday, we're going to become partly sunny, and overnight into Monday, we'll be dealing with more cloud cover as well as a chance for rain. So future track stepping ahead to early Sunday morning. Those clouds are going to start to move in from the southeast. A low pressure system is retrograding, just a fancy way of saying moving backwards because it's cut off from the jet stream, so it just spins on itself. And that means that our clouds are going to be moving out of the southeast tomorrow as opposed from out of the west. So as we go throughout Sunday, clouds will start to build on in. That rain will really move in after midnight going into Monday and eventually taper off as we go into the morning hours as we start off the next work week. A little bit warmer tomorrow than today, 60s and even some 70s popping up across far northwestern parts of our coverage area. Most of us will be in those low to mid 60s. Again, it's going to depend on how quickly the clouds return. If it's a slow return, we could easily get into those mid to upper 60s. But if those clouds move in faster, they're going to cut off that afternoon heating, so we'll likely hang out more in those low to mid 60s. And then we quiet down. Now, the jet stream is going to be in Canada as we go into next week, but what's really going to help keep us on the drier side is a strong high pressure system that's going to move out of the Alaska area starting Tuesday of next week, push into Hudson Bay, the Hudson Bay area by Thursday, and it's strong, and that means that it's going to be influencing our weather here across Wisconsin. Now, from Thursday to that following Sunday, so next Thursday to next Sunday, it moves out of the Hudson Bay area across parts of the Appalachian Mountains into the Carolina coast, still influencing our weather here. That's why we continue to remain dry. And then it will further push off into the Atlantic, the Bermuda area, by that following Wednesday. So we're already approaching the middle of May by the time this strong high pressure system moves on out of here. So while we will see a little bit of rain here and there, compared to what we would normally see, it's going to be on the drier than normal side. I've let Future Track walk through our extended forecast. So I just clicked play, and it's going to go all throughout next week, into next weekend, into the middle of that following work week. And you can see that high pressure system doing its job, keeping us quiet, acting like a big weather shield, keeping a lot of those systems in parts of Canada or well to our south. So at best, we could maybe pick up about a quarter of an inch. Likely though, probably a trace to a tenth of an inch at best. Now, 7 tornadoes have officially touched down in Wisconsin. That was back on April 28th, most of them in the Eau Claire County area. While one EF1 did move out of Buffalo County into Eau Claire County, that's primarily where most of the tornadoes that night touched down. 4 EF0s and 3 EF1s. Thankfully, nobody was injured or we had any fatalities. We didn't have any of those, but obviously we had a little bit of damage, but that was the latest update as of yesterday. There is a look at our very quiet 7 and 10 day forecast, and because we're going to be dry, we're also going to be warmer than average too. Starting next Saturday through the middle of next week, we'll be in those low to mid 70s.
You know, looking at that 10 day, I just can't help but smile. I feel as if every weekend when I sit up here, I'm just like, when is there going to be a stretch of nice weather? It was either snow or rain,
or
as you
bad
mentioned,
weather.
some potential severe weather. But a week of...
I know, you can't stop staring at it.
It's like...
Plenty of sunshine, 70s, it's finally going to feel like summer.
I know, I can't wait. But whether or not you're tuning in, you can always track the forecast yourself on the First Warn Weather app. It has hourly planners, road conditions, and even radar. You can download it for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC Weather. Still ahead, the Packers newcomers report to minicamp. Hear from the Pack and their new rookies next in sports.
NFL rookie minicamp is kind of like freshman orientation before college. The first day jitters are still there, but it's not too bad because just about everybody is new. Today was the first day of minicamp. A total of 38 players, including, of course, the Packers' 8 draft picks, including their 2 stud receivers suited up for the first time in Green Bay. Matthew Golden shared that Jordan Love texted him right after he was drafted.
He texted me literally right after I got drafted, told me it's time to go to work, congratulated me, and just told me, it's time to work, come here and work. I'm definitely going to try to run 4.29 on the field so Jordan can put the ball out there somewhere for me.
Whatever my team need me to do, that's what I'm going to do. So, coach tell me to get on tight end and play tight end. So just getting the ball in my hand quick, that's probably it. But, just doing anything I need, doing everything I need to do.
In the history of horse racing, there is one clear-cut greatest of all time, the name Secretariat, and the proof is in the pudding. In this year's Kentucky Derby, all 19 horses, believe it or not, are direct descendants of Secretariat, which is quite the bloodline that leads us into what many consider the best 2 minutes in sports. But this year, we had a 22-minute delay with some rain to get those special 2 minutes underway. But after the long wait on a wet track, one thoroughbred thumped his way to the finish line first. The name Sovereignty. He's your winner of the 151st Kentucky Derby. The odds-on horse, Journalism, believe it or not, finished second. Even in the most extreme cases, players now today are making millions of dollars to play college athletics and have the option to transfer to a new school every year. Things that would have sounded ludicrous even just 5 years ago in college athletics. So we caught up with the legendary Tom Izzo before Greg Gard's Guarding Against Cancer fundraiser last night and got his perspective on changes he says have gotten out of control.
I mean, I'm all for players making some money. Somebody once said to me, my neighbor once said to me, isn't it nice that the players 3 years ago can make a little money and take their kids or take their girlfriends out to a movie and get a pizza? I said, yeah, but now they can buy the franchise. It's just changed. I mean, transferring, as you know, you had a guy here that's 8 times in 8 years. I don't know if that's healthy for anybody. I don't believe it's healthy. If someone can prove me wrong, I'll jump in with you.
And we finish here with a catch you will have to see to believe. Check out this Yankees fan. His daughter on his shoulders. We'll get this one more time. His daughter is covering his eyes. The ball's coming his way, but he still makes the catch. Look at that. That is called being a dad at its absolute best. And he didn't even need to see it to believe it. Now back to that Tom Izzo soundbite. Clearly he was making a reference to A.J. Storr, who has been at now 8 schools in 8 years, going back to his high school days. Some interesting perspective from one of the all-time greatest coaches in college sports.
Yeah, I mean, we've had several conversations behind this desk talking about the transfer portal and NIL. I think one thing that a lot of fans and people involved in the sport can agree is no different than what Coach Izzo said. By all means, allow players to have a certain level of freedom, allow them to, go after certain opportunities that may not have been afforded to them like when we were in college. but there has to be some type of middle ground that we can find in order to kind of shore up some of these things from happening.
Yeah, absolutely, and Tom Izzo has seen it all, so interesting stuff to hear him talk about that of all people.
Absolutely. Let's go back to that catch, though. I mean, what are the odds that
right?
you're at an MLB game, a ball actually makes it into the stands, it comes to you, and as you're trying to catch it, your 4-year-old is covering up your eyes.
At least she didn't get hit.
That's true,
Because he couldn't see.
Well, that's what Andrew said, being the ultimate dad.
Still able to protect her. Yeah, you're right. That was incredible. I mean, dadding at its absolute best. Not only does he get the ball, but he does it with his daughter there. And you'd think he'd probably give the ball to his daughter, too. They'll never forget that.
No. Yeah, absolutely. I think we should try that after the show.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Maybe not with the baseball. That's a little bit too hard.
A bowling ball.
It's even harder. All right, Blaze, a quick check before we head on out.
Tonight, quiet, a little bit of fog possible, even some patchy frost in some of our higher elevated areas, but we're looking at upper 30s to low 40s, so pretty seasonal with mostly clear to clear conditions. Clouds are going to increase throughout Sunday. Rain moves in Sunday night into Monday. We're in the 70s Tuesday, and then we get back into those 70s after a few days in the 60s, where we'll stay Saturday through that following work week.
All right, sounds good. We'll see you right back here at 10.